We had a blacked out motorcycle take off. Northbound 5, push 52 with Able.
Able, are you monitoring?
Able, yeah.
Blacked out motorcycle, northbound 5, close to the 52.
It has no tail lights. It has a headlight, the black helmet, black jacket, brown backpack. We are in the number 4 lane, 5, approaching the 5-2 split.
Sir.
Only invade took the red ball Garnett in Mission, and he's going 85 in unsafe lane change.
10-4 is at Garnett Mission now, going 85, doing unsafe lane changes. Units together.
He's on 5-2, he's slowing down to about 45.
Slowing down to 45.
He's at 45, going to be number 2 lane, still southbound region.
10-4, number 2 lane, southbound region.
Medic 18, you have a vehicle description at this time. At 13795.
Number 1 lane.
Northern's going to be in a failure to yield, northbound 5.
And
on Claremont Mesa Boulevard, so that 13795, stationary.
black jacket, blue jeans.
Black helmet, blue
I think Claremont Mesa Boulevard now. Through that intersection, still eastbound Claremont Mesa Boulevard, they're passing through the square area now.
Okay, eastbound CMB passing the square.
Hey, well, can I just confirm what the rider is wearing?
Brown backpack, black hoodie, jeans. He's turning to the post office right now.
They just turned into the shopping center. They're heading northbound direction, so if you guys want to make it up to Claremont Drive.
North side of Claremont Square.
Claremont Drive now. It looks like we are set up for a westbound turn on a Claremont Drive. So they're on the north side of Claremont Square now. Able to approaching Claremont Drive and Claremont Mesa Boulevard now. Hey, well, I'd say speeds are probably about 70-ish.
Southbound Claremont Drive passing Indian Way at 70 miles per hour.
You want us to drop this to a track? We can still track this guy, just have units in the area in the event that it goes to a football.
124 Sam, affirm.
7-1, coming up to Balboa and Claremont Drive. Okay, well, I do not see any patrol units behind it, so this is a track. Still southbound Claremont Drive.
Still southbound Claremont Drive.
Okay, well, I try and tuck away so he doesn't see you here, so we can keep this a track. And looks like we're in a little bit of a traffic, or I should say a construction zone, so it's slower traffic, but he's coming up to the 5 here pretty soon.
Towards the 5.
Looks like we're committed to northbound 5.
To the northbound 5.
He's passing an ambulance, and he's picking up the speed a little bit. Number 1 lane, northbound 5.
Number 3 lane coming up to the Balboa and Garnett exit.
And he's staying northbound 5.
52.
We're just confirming we do have units that are trailing this somewhat closely, just in case it goes to a foothill.
Southbound 5 or 52?
He's southbound 5. He's past the 52.
Medical. 7 Echo. 7 Foxtrot.
Number 4 lane coming up to the Garnett exit.
We have no felony evading.
Okay, well, I would definitely say so. He's been blowing red lights, and 50 units on the ground. Had probably even more than that before we went 97.
118 firm on felony evading.
Still southbound 5. He might be getting off here at the Garnett exit. Off on Garnett.
Got eyes on it. About 100 feet back.
Heels from 100 feet back.
An eastbound turn on the bluff side. Or, correction, a westbound turn on the bluff side.
Turn.
No, because I want this guy to try and park somewhere.
Please keep your distance.
Southbound on Pico. Coming up to Christopher Street.
Pico at Christopher.
It's like a westbound turn on the Felspar coming out to Soledad Mountain Road. Hopping the center median over Soledad Mountain Road. He's continuing westbound Felspar. We're coming up to Donaldson Drive, I believe it is.
Westbound Felspar coming up to Donaldson Drive.
We're through Donaldson, still westbound on Felspar, coming up to Pendleton Street.
Pendleton.
Next one's going to be Olney. Through Olney, coming up to Noise now, still westbound on Felspar.
Olney is still westbound on Felspar.
He's made it to Morrell Street now, he's still westbound.
at Morel.
Come up to the T intersection of Lamont at Feldspar.
Or northbound Lamont coming up to Charles Sydney.
I'd say he's probably moving at about 60 miles an hour and not stopping for pretty much any traffic control. Looks like a westbound turn on a barrel from Lamont.
Turn onto Barrel from Lamont.
Turn on Ingram, turning into Foothill. Correct. Northbound Foothill passing Tourmaline. It's going to be on Turquoise, so westbound Turquoise. And we're coming up to Dawes.
Coming up to Dawes. Coming up to Cass.
Those future units are out to the 1183. Just be advised the pursuit is now going through beat 122.
La Mesa, northbound turn on La Mesa. Coming up to Taft. So he's heading towards Bird Rock area. He's coming up to Beaumont, still westbound on Colima.
Westbound Colima coming up to Beaumont.
Made it to La Jolla Hermosa, and the next one after that's going to be, actually stand by. Yep, he's continuing westbound Colima, and he'll be coming up to La Jolla Boulevard now.
Colima coming up to La Jolla Boulevard.
Northbound La Jolla Boulevard, coming up to Midway Street.
Northbound La Jolla Boulevard coming up to Midway.
Eastbound turn on Midway from La Jolla Boulevard, coming up to La Jolla Hermosa. Do a unit, still continuing eastbound Midway. No one is in active pursuit at this time. Passing Bellevue, still eastbound Midway.
Passing Bellevue.
Section at Midway and Linda Rosa looks like set up for a southbound turn on Linda Rosa. We'll be coming back out to La Jolla Mesa. Found La Jolla Mesa coming up to Van Nuys.
Mesa coming up to Van Nuys.
Coming up to Turquoise here, still southbound La Jolla Mesa.
Mesa coming up to Turquoise.
Through Turquoise, he's still he's going to be southbound now, Mission Boulevard, coming up to Opal.
Boulevard now coming up to Opal.
And he's now going southbound on Crystal Drive, coming up to Dixie Drive.
Southbound Crystal Drive coming up to Dixie Drive.
At Dixie Drive, that'll take him down to Law Street.
Law Street.
Alrighty, well, it's going to be eastbound turn on Law, coming back to Mission.
Coming back to Mission.
Eastbound Law, and looks like we'll be coming up to Cass here shortly.
Law Street coming up to Cass Street.
Looks like the motorcycle's working its way back towards the area of the 1183.
Coming up to Dawes.
Coming up to Dawes.
Found on Dawes, coming up to Chelsea.
Coming up to Chelsea.
We will eastbound turn on Chelsea, coming up to Everts.
Eastbound Chelsea coming up to Everts.
Eastbound Everts, coming up to Missouri.
Southbound Everts coming up to Missouri.
And looks like he's still southbound Everts, coming up to Feldspar now, so he'll be hitting Garnett here shortly. Yeah, still westbound Grant. Just try to engage him. Let's try and stay back. I want this guy to try and get off the bike. So units just stay in the area. We'll still call it. It's still a track, and he's southbound Mission through PB Drive, so he's now in North Mission.
Southbound Mission through PB Drive.
Still flowing through stop signs, passing through Toulon.
Stop sign is passing through Toulon.
Okay, well, he's going to be coming up to Santa Clara here shortly. Still southbound.
Southbound Mission coming up to Santa Clara. Rams.
He is now through Santa Clara. He's going to be coming up to San Juan.
Coming up to San Juan.
Okay, westbound turn on the San Juan Place, so he's west of Mission Boulevard here.
Westbound turn on the San Juan Place, west of Mission Boulevard.
7 Ocean Front Walk, actually stand by. Looks like he's going southbound now on Strandway, coming up to Nantasket.
Going south on the Strandway, coming up on Nantasket.
At El Carmel now, still southbound on the Strandway, the alley that's just west of Mission Boulevard. Coming up to Lido Court, still southbound Strandway.
Strandway coming up to Lido Court.
Coming up to Kennebec, still southbound.
Runway coming up to Kennebec.
Yeah, it looks like eastbound turn. Stand by on the street exactly. One north of Jamaica. Our map is not showing it for some reason. Okay, eastbound across Mission, and again, he's going to be going up to Bayside Lane here, and he just took a southbound turn on Bayside Lane coming up to Jamaica Court.
Bayside Lane coming up to Jamaica Court.
He's coming up to Island Court, still southbound Bayside Lane. He'll be popping out onto West Mission Bay here shortly. All right, westbound on West Mission Bay, coming up to Mission Boulevard.
West Mission Bay coming up to Mission Boulevard.
That intersection, he's at 700 Ventura.
100 Ventura.
All right, pulling into the parking lot here, the north parking lot of the roller coaster, so he's pretty much coming into Belmont Park here.
Park at the roller coaster.
Third North, each one, K9, that's conclusion.
All right, well, he is still in this parking lot. I think that the chances of if you guys move in now, I don't think that's going to be good because he'll just use the boardwalk or something to get away from you. Just give him a second here. He might be trying to find a parking spot. It looks like he's going through Belmont Park on the motorcycle. So if units want to maybe get to south, just south of the roller coaster, in the other, like the south lot of Belmont Park.
Units can make it to the south lot.
And there's some stuff inside Belmont Park right now. He's wrapping around, I think it's like a pool area, but he's now out and in the south lot now next to the bathrooms.
The south lot near the bathroom area.
He's now coming out onto, looks like Mission here again. Might be, yeah, it looks like he's going to be using some of these pedestrian walkways. So he's probably going to be coming back out on a West Mission Bay here. He's in a northeastern direction towards like Mariners Way. A lot for Mariners Way now. He's still on this pedestrian boardwalk.
On the pedwalk, heading towards Mariners Way.
I think it's the second parking lot if you guys are to pull into Mariners Way here. He's just kind of cruising in like a, we'll call it like an eastern direction along Mariners Way on the boardwalk here. And depending on which way he goes here, near the bridge, this might be a good place to try and corner him. He's still along the boardwalk here on Mariners Way.
Boardwalk on Mariners Way.
Alright, he's on the Mariners Way. He is now back in the opposite direction, so he's going to be coming westbound at you guys if there's anyone on Mariners Way.
21097 for able, the gates are closed. He's going to have to use the pedestrian pass for the grass.
Still 1048. He's still riding around. He's on this, it looks like he's trying to make his mind up now, so he's on that second, further east parking lot. Now he's riding through the grass at, off Mariners Way here.
At Mariners Way.
Well, he's getting onto the pedestrian walkway that goes under the West Mission Bay Bridge. So if units want to set up for that, he's now under that bridge now.
He's now under the West Mission Bay Bridge.
He's on the north side of West Mission Bay now, wrapping his way westbound.
North side of the West Mission Bay Bridge, ready to go northbound.
Okay, well, he's into the parking lot. I think it's the parking lot that's right next to the Bahia. Just kind of cruising around in that parking lot at slow speed. I think the entrance for it is off of Gleason.
The entrance off Gleason.
Now he's back into the grass. Looks like 1 unit's 97 on the boardwalk there, just past you. Now he's set up to go back southbound under the West Mission Bay Drive bridge. Going back to Mariners Way now. Alright, he's on Mariners Way. He just went like westbound, so further on the peninsula there. Not sure if units would be able to move in at this point on Mariners Way, but he's pretty much at the end of this peninsula. We might be able to try and trap him in here. Pretty much at the locked gate at the end of the peninsula where it turns into the sand. And actually it looks like he's driving back up onto the grass, and he's using the pedestrian boardwalk to possibly go back towards West Mission Bay. But he is stopped and paused right now.
He's now back up on the grass, stopped and paused.
Well, I'm not sure what he's doing. Looks like he might have taken his backpack off and he's kind of rooting around. Alright, 1 unit 97, he just took off again. It looks like we are going to be heading back towards West Mission Bay.
Towards West Mission Bay.
Keep your distance. He's going to be back going towards like the Gleason, and he's in the grass here. So if you just can make it to Gleason, this would also be a good way or a good area to kind of trap him in here. Ventura Point is the area that he's in.
Units can make it towards Gleason and Ventura Point.
Light on him, just so units can see. It looks like 1 unit's in close proximity to him, just kind of shadowing him, but he's right at the edge here of Ventura Point. So I'd recommend units, 1 or 2 units get back to maybe Gleason, but now he's working his way back into the parking lot towards Gleason. Well, I'd recommend a unit. The unit that's closest to West Mission Bay, like on the bridge, we need to shut that down just so he doesn't go back to Mariner's Way. I want to try and trap him into this area here.
To shut down the bridge off of West Mission Bay.
He's in the very far corner, and just use caution because there is a bonfire with several people where he's at. It looks like he's taking off again westbound here.
Off westbound.
All right, Abel, he's making his way through the parking lot, and he's doing a little bit of off-roading through the grass here still. He's now onto West Mission Bay Drive, and he's set up for, it looks like, eastbound West Mission Bay.
He's going to go eastbound West Mission Bay. Unit coming up to West Point Loma.
Have we patched with Western yet?
Jump up.
Westbound on West Point Loma from the sports arena.
Okay, westbound West Point Loma from sports arena. That's with Western.
Alrighty, well, this is a track only for the Western units if you're in the area. We're still westbound on West Point Loma Boulevard. It's a black Harley-style motorcycle, and we have enough for felony evading at this point. Looks like we're going over the bridge here for San Diego River, so we're probably heading into Western's area here, coming up on Sports Arena. West Mission Bay here.
Eastbound West Mission Bay. From West Point Loma.
Units push up if there are any in the area here. We're dealing with some air traffic, so I don't want to lose sight of this guy. Still West Point Loma Boulevard here. I'll get you across the street shortly. Looks like Rialto. He's coming up too.
Westbound West Point Loma coming up on Rialto.
Next major is going to be Nimitz.
Next major intersection is going to be at Nimitz.
Ditched his bike here. We kind of lost it in orbit, but we need units over to Castellar Street, I believe is what it is, for Nimitz.
To make it at Nimitz and Castellar. He passively ditched his bike.
I didn't see him run from it, but it looks like the bike is down at this point. We have not picked him up yet. So Nimitz and Castellar Street, I believe is what it is here. We don't have an exact address for you.
Castellar.
Just past the bike. It's only a little bit south of West Point Loma Boulevard.
It's going to be south of West Point Loma Boulevard.
So just past the bike. Go ahead and stop. Stop to your right.
12410, make sure we have a unit that doesn't leave that bike.
Castellar is another option for you guys.
To check Soto and Castellar.
Okay, sir, is there a description of the motorcyclist that failed?
West perimeter along Castellar and a couple more on Soto here. And then once you guys get to the bike on Nimitz, just south of West Point Loma, it's off to your right. That'll be like we'll call it the eastern perimeter. Still have not located him. I don't know if he's in the brush next to his bike or what, but we didn't see any movement. Negative. It's, like I said, on Nimitz, just south of West Point Loma Boulevard. There were like 4 units that just blew right past it.
A little bit bigger, I'm not too far. I'll go to the bike.
We have the spotlight at the bike right now, and we're also going to try and get some PAs here in the area.
24K, we're at the bike.
It is with the bike.
Units definitely check around the immediate area of the bike. Like I said, I have not been able to clear that area with a FLIR because we had to stay wide to see if he was running.
There is a field next to it. It's going to be Dusty Roads. So we'll have to check Dusty Roads Park.
I'm going to check Dusty Roads Park.
I'm not mad at all, like Dusty Roads.
Sewer security, more headquarters, all good in it.
Yeah.
72. Do we have a description?
The best I have for you is he was wearing all black. I think a brown backpack, but the units might have had a better visual. I never could confirm clothing.
Black jacket, blue jeans.
Black jacket, blue jeans, yeah, the black helmet, brown backpack.
Race?
And your eyes on race?
Yeah, the helmet on.
Working during industrial was negative.
Just checking negative.
Yeah, well, he was closest to 4464 Castellar Street. So I don't know if he went that way. Like I said, all I saw was the bike go down, and then we saw nothing else. We also checked some of the vehicles. It looks like possibly like 3 people in the street right at Soto and Castellar. I don't know if those are officers or not, but right next to them, there's several vehicles parked in the vicinity of the motorcycle. I want those cleared as well.
122 John. There's a Collier Park nearby. Has anyone checked that area?
Collier.
124 Sam. The person with the bike. Can we check the VIN on that to see if there's an address close by? Able to see him cross over units to get him to that east side into this park.
All we saw was the bike stop, and then we lost him in the trees and the part of the orbit, so we have no direction to travel. We went wide on our camera here, and we weren't able to pick anything up.
You went west?
Hey, firm, I think he's either west or northwest into this Castellar address.
There's an order able. Do you have a perimeter set up on this yet?
Hey, well, we need another unit at Seaside Street. It looks like one unit's almost 97 there. So if you want to stay at Seaside and Castellar, that'd be a good perimeter position as well.
You can make it Seaside and Castellar.
2917, I'm at Castellar and Seaside.
Or 10-4.
Real quick, if the air's not cleared up, I can do the VIN.
Go with the VIN.
I want another unit just north on Nimitz, but south of West Point Loma Boulevard. It looks like there's actually one unit there if you want to just hold your position and maintain eyes southbound Nimitz Boulevard.
611 John 10-4.
West Point Boulevard right now.
Metro Mag we copy. You as well. Thank you.
You didn't get the VIN yet.
24 p.m. trying to edit. I'm editing on computer.
Okay, well, an area that he potentially went, and part of the reason why we might not have been able to see his movement was around all the carport areas at this 4464 Castellar Street. So for the units that are like at the bike looking towards the building that you guys are closest to, there's a lot of carport areas, and we might have lost him like in the trees as he was moving to the like northwest, if you will. So we need to definitely check those areas as well as inside and under the vehicles.
16. We're contacting someone. Can we please get the RO information? We have his ID here.
124 King.
24 King, it doesn't look like it's coming back in California. I just messaged you the VIN. Can you run it 50 states?
Sure. It's coming back close 37 D Victor, 2006 Harley.
21 copy report. 121 Victor. Did the motorcycle crash? Is that how it stopped?
It looked to us like he came to a very slow stop and then kind of just set it down on its right side, and then we have no idea where he went from there. We weren't able to tell due to those trees. All perimeter units, just maintain your positions. We're going to replay our tape here and see if we didn't miss anything, but we'll let you know. Just stand by.
No, I'll take it.
575 Larkdale, email.
Here's the copy in about 20 minutes. Thank you, sir.
So I'm on the corner of Nimitz and West Point Boulevard, and I'm seeing several units on both sides of me.
Hey, was anyone found a backpack anywhere?
No one find a backpack.
22 John. I was right behind him when I think he lost it at near the Bahia. 124 Sam. So are we saying that the backpack may be over by the Bahia? 122 John, A firm. As he was trying to get away, I saw the backpack slipping away, but I didn't get a full visual of the backpack. 124 Sam, is there a unit that can go back over to that area and look for it? 124. The other two copies?
Well, as we're reviewing the tape here, it does look like he does not have a backpack on anymore as he was heading into Western's area.
Not have a backpack on after he went into Western's area.
This area, this parking lot, there's no gate here. It's an access foot walk. If you could start checking that area.
We can only do one thing at a time. I want to just review the tape here real quick, and then we can get to that.
You can do my life. 121Z, where is the 20th possible?
3600 Castellar.
And he ditched his helmet while going over the West Mission Bay Bridge, which I picked up. This is 126 John. I'm not logged on because my vehicle's not working.
Just in case he did end up fleeing eastbound.
18-hour, is that possible to have a dark shirt on? Like a black short sleeve t-shirt?
From gray to button up.
That's pretty good possible because when he passed me going over the bridge, he didn't have a helmet or a shirt on. Or he didn't have a helmet or a jacket on.
And just for description-wise, he had a gray and white hat on, button up, gray shirt, blue jeans, black shoes.
21. Yeah, sounds like a good possible. We're out to TV ID.
After reviewing the tape, there's a possibility, we can't confirm it, but based on what the bike does, it looks like he might have jumped off the bike, maybe 15 to 20 feet to the north of where it currently is, and then ran into the complex, but we saw no heat source whatsoever, so we know for a fact he did not go eastbound Nimitz Boulevard, but the most likely area he went towards is this main complex, this apartment complex that we've been taking a look at, calling out, and it was on the east side of that, so the Nimitz side of that complex. People are also confident that he did not go south towards like Soto or like the southern part of Castellar Street, so it has to be somewhere around the complex area.
2610, let's concentrate on this apartment complex. If we could start getting units over here and start doing a systematic search of this complex.
Units start heading to that complex for a systematic search.
41.
The address of where the this possible is detained.
4611 Castellar.
That's the Castellar. We'll try to light taking this.
Full copy.
Got it, thanks. We just right at that intersection there.
With the subject here, that he saw the suspect run southbound on Nimitz. He believes he's in this complex that we're at, that's 50 west of the where the bike's down, or possibly roughly to be at 2315 Soda Street. It'll be a little bit south of that location.
16 tap that. You know the description? Do they have a timeline or description for that?
Maker.
He didn't have much of a description. All he saw was a tall male running. He knows that it wasn't cops, just running between yellow lights. Little Baker and witness was saying that right before the tables are making his call out.
That's 134064 on the ground floor.
It's 134064.
And then keep in mind the dog is right next to you.
Nimitz on the ground floor.
142 John and 121 John will check the ground floor. 4464.
You get to check 4464 Nimitz. 121 and 22 John copy.
We're locked to the first floor. Is there maybe a parking garage you're referring to?
Thanks for the
Alright.
You know, if there's a parking garage or
There were some officers that checked the ground floor on the east side. We're going to start seeing if we could start doing a systematic search, see if we could get up on the second, third floors.
Yes, check the second floor.
Okay, well, I see two officers that are standing at Seaside and Castellar. If you could just come up on here.
Thanks, Castellar.
16 tap, that'll be me.
So, well, we're trying to just shore up your guys' perimeter. If one or both of you maybe want to just head mid-block, so it'd be like to your east, and just kind of fan out. We're probably going to have to take off here in another 10 minutes or so, if that, due to weather as well as some arrivals. So, perimeter. So, we're just trying to help you with the perimeter because we're going to have to take off.
16 tap, we're heading north.
Okay, Cam, I'm getting a 459 hot prowl. Did you want me to send it to another system?
And media is 97.
Media 97, so far as